Hello and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Dino Charge review for you today. This is the Deluxe Dino Saber. I decided to lie this thing down because it is really tall and I couldn't really get it in shot otherwise. But I think it looks really great. I love how long the blade is. Just for a little quick size comparison, here is the Dino Charge Morpher. So it's kind of about twice as long with the blade, which I think is pretty cool. And it does have lights that light up in the blade, which I'm very excited about. Taking a look at the packaging, got a Red Ranger here, shows you how the sword lights up. On the side here, we have a cool picture of the Red Ranger. Now down here, I wanted to take a look real quick, if I can get this to stand without falling over. There's something on here that I haven't seen before. Obviously, it shows the Dino Chargers can work with the phone, work with the Morpher, work with the Zords. And then it has this kind of little dino ends with a charger in between it, which I've never seen that before. Maybe I just missed pictures online. Maybe they do exist, but I thought that was interesting. I'll be interested to see what that ends up being. On the back, it just has, again, a nice picture of the Red Ranger, putting the battery in with the lights, and then you can combine them together, which we will take a look at. And then down here on the bottom, it just kind of shows all the different chargers. So I think that's really cool. So we'll go ahead, we'll get this guy out of the packaging, and we will take a look at what it can do. So real quick, I wanted to take a look at the charger that this comes with. It is number 4 for the Velociraptor. So as you can see, it has the number 4 there, and it is green. And it has the same 4 versions you can click through like the other one does, all the other chargers. It does say Velociraptor on the back. So I think it's pretty cool. I will go ahead and show you the sounds that it makes in the Morpher. Zoom out. Bring the Morpher in here, turn it on. So I think that's pretty cool. It says Velociraptor Power Ranger Green. I'll go ahead and pop it back out. So another very cool charger to add to our collection. We'll go ahead and take a look at the sword itself. And here we have the Deluxe Dino Saber. I'm really impressed with how long the blade is. I think that's really well done. It's a really nice long blade. I like the green eyes. This mouthpiece does not open, and this black piece up here does not move. It has an on and off switch right here. So switch it on. And then if you hit the trigger, which is right here. I'll turn these lights off. You can see the light up in the blade a little bit better. So it kind of randomly alternates between 2 to 3 different sword sounds. So not bad there. If you go ahead and put the charger in, like I said, this piece does not open, but it's just, you just feed it right into an open hole here. It's a little tight to get this in. What I like to do, and here, let me... Woo! Lights. Like I said, there's an open hole right there. Now there is, when you release the battery, there's a little button right here. I like to just hold that down a little bit just to kind of get the charger started. And then you can plug it all the way in. I'll show you that again. And I guess I'll turn the lights back out. But I like to hold that button down on the back because otherwise it's kind of a bit of a pain to get it in there. It's kind of a tight fit, but if you just hold that down a little bit, it slides in to get it started. And then once you get it started, you can let go and just slide it all the way in and it'll click in place. So then you hear the sounds of when you insert the charger, and now if you press the trigger button, it's a completely different sound. So I think that's really cool. But this also has functionality that it can connect with the Morpher, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, so to connect it to the Morpher, the first thing you're going to do is right here, this big gray button, you're going to press that down, and then it is going to swing around and clip into place. Then right here, there's a little black tab that you'll kind of press back to release the blade, and then the blade will swing. And so then what you're left with is the sword collapsed up like this. Go ahead and bring your Morpher in. Open it up. And you can see right here, there's a track. And right here, there's a track. So you will feed this into this, making sure that the two orange tips fit around those two big circles right there. And it makes a sound when you connect them. And it's really cool. I think this is a really nice, it's a nice weight. It's big, you can play with it, but it's not super heavy. If you want, you can swing this back down into what I kind of call bayonet mode. And you can just run around and hit people with a giant sword gun. But if I hit the tab and push this back, if you pull the trigger in this mode, it makes kind of a cool blast. And if you spin this, it does the same kind of charging up sound like when you're morphing, and then it does a new blast sound, which to me kind of sounds like the old Transformers transforming sound from the 80s. Just that little bit right in the front. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I really like the new sounds that it makes. I have tried this with chargers in here, and it does not make any different sounds. When they're connected, all the sounds come out of the Morpher. The sounds do not come out of the sword. I've tried it with a battery in this one, a battery in this one. It doesn't make any different sounds. When they're connected together, it's only one set of sounds. But I definitely think it's really cool that they made it so that they can connect together. To release them down here, you can see this yellow button. There's one on both sides. You just hold them down, and it slides right off. And then to unfold the sword, you hold down the gray button, and then this will slide around again, and then you can just bring the sword forward. And there you go, you're back to your DX Dino Saber. Just a real quick comparison with the Japanese version. I find it hilarious that they are almost exactly the same length. They really are, from the edge of the hilt to the top of the blade. They are almost exactly the same length. And that just speaks to how much longer the blade is on this bad boy. While the Japanese version did have like the pump up here that could move and the mouth did open, I don't think those things are necessary. I mean, they found a way to get the battery to insert without the mouth opening, so that's not a big deal. And I really do love that this blade is so much longer. That was my biggest complaint with the Japanese version, was how short the blade was, and they have absolutely corrected that. This blade is a very nice length for a child's toy, I think. And with the Japanese version, only the eyes lit up, whereas this has lights in the whole length of the blade here. So I think that's very, very cool. So I think this is another excellent Dino Charge toy. So far this line is really impressing me. I'm very happy with both of these roleplay weapons so far. Definitely cool to get another charger. It's always fun to play with that because every charger you get unlocks new sounds and in the Morpher there. So definitely awesome to get some more chargers. I think this blade was done very well. I don't even think it's really missing that many paint apps. I mean, maybe a little bit here, but it almost doesn't make sense to accentuate this with paint apps since it doesn't move. I kind of agree with their decision to just keep it painted black because it can't move, so there's no sense drawing attention to it. But the eyes are painted nice. The lights in the blade are great. Everything else, I think, is really well done. I really don't have any complaints with this at all. The Velociraptor charger is awesome. I love that it can connect with the gun, even though it's a little bit smaller. They didn't lose that functionality, which is fantastic. And my absolute favorite thing about this is the length of the blade. I think it's very respectable. It looks much better than the Japanese version in that regard, because I always said that the blade on the Japanese version was way too short. So I love what Bandai of America has done with this thing. I love this toy. I highly recommend it. And I look forward to a lot more Dino Charge stuff, because so far I am very impressed with this line. But please tell me what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to check out my Facebook and Twitter, there'll be links in the description below. I hope you've enjoyed this review of the Deluxe Dino Saber from Dino Charge, and thanks for watching.